Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. I know I say it every time. 2 weeks already flown by. It's crazy how fast that moves. I almost forget about this podcast every 2 weeks. I just sit down and go, oh shit, I got to record that. I got to do that. I love doing it though. It's so fun. Hope everybody had a great week and everybody stayed on top of their game. You know, you're getting your plans done, you know? Everybody wants to make sure that they're on top of all their games and their plans, you know, going down. I'm doing all right. Everything's been good. I had a fun show this past week. I did a drunken night out. It was a fun podcast with a bunch of Chicago comics. Shout out to Ken, who is the host of that. That should be coming out here soon. I'm assuming it's partially podcast where I told a drunken night out story. Yeah, so that will be out soon. So check that out when it comes out. A drunken night out. So look that up wherever you get podcasts. Ken's a great guy, a great host. Made it a lot of fun. We had a blast. Yeah, so check that out. That was a fun time. That was about the most exciting thing I did this weekend, was just go do the shows, man. You know, had a blast doing that. One of the this is gonna be a weird story, but it's like I feel like I have to tell it because I think I might have gave a woman a complex this week, and not intentionally at all. This was a complete, like, the universe aligning everything together perfectly, right? To cheer me up, honestly. This moment made my day so much better because it was just sprinkled in right at the minute when I needed it, so I wouldn't fucking implode from just fury, you know. I was at work doing the normal thing, and we go do our job. Unfortunately, the job we went and did, it was towards the end of the day. It's like 3:00 when we start this job, and it was supposed to be like a trim job. Normally the trim jobs are the easiest ones. Just take off a couple branches, throw them through the chipper, maybe take a couple like log pieces, throw them in the trailer, you're done. You know, good day. This one was just a bitch though. It was just not a fun job. Didn't go very smooth. There was just so much that he had to take off, and it was whatever. He just did it. It was just good. We worked the latest we'd worked in a long time, and it's like, damn, man. All right, let's get out of here. Let's hop in the truck and leave. We're driving out, and I'm just ready to go home. But we're working in a town that's about 20 minutes out away from where we park all our trucks, and then I got to drive another half hour home. You know, it's just, you're just doing all the math in your head. You're like, I'm gonna be home till about 7. Fuck. And then the universe just lined it up perfect for me, just to get me in a way better mood. Right when I'm pulling up to a stoplight, right? A little Honda off to my left had its windows down. And right as we pull up, I have my window down. Sam, my coworker, has his window down. And right as we pull up to that window, I hear out of her car, well, I'm an 8-ball shooting, double-fisted drinking son of a gun. Now, I'm Here for the Party. I can't remember who sings that song, but I know that song decently well, and I lost my shit. I started cackling, laughing, because it was just perfect. I don't know why that was. It was because I know what person was listening to that song in that car. I just could picture it. I didn't even look over at her, never looked over at this person, but I just started laughing so hard because she had her windows down. It was one of the first nice days of the year. She's got her window down, playing one of her party songs, getting ready to go, maybe tear up the town. She's going to go hit patio night for the first time in a while, you know? Like, so there's a couple bars. They've already got, it's 50, above 50, they're getting froggy, and they're getting out all the patio stuff. It's time for outdoor porch drinking, okay? And she's getting ready for that. And then some dude in a truck start cackling, laughing. Now, and I never looked over at her or anything, so I don't know if she knew it, like how she could know it was me or whatever, or that I was laughing at her. But it's also crazy that if as loud as she was listening, that she heard my laugh. That just tells me that I have a way too loud of a laugh, and it's so obnoxious that it cuts through a loud party country music. That says a lot about my laugh, dude. The fact that my cackle will just fucking cut through a party anthem for the Redneck Nation. It'll fucking cut right through that, and you can hear me. And when I realized that it was like bad how loud I was laughing, is while I was laughing so hard at just like hearing that and just pulling up next to her with her blaring that. It's just very funny that people listen with their music so loud with the windows open. And then she got so embarrassed, I think, and knew we were laughing at her, that she reached in and turned I heard the volume of the song go down. She turned it down. And you can't and she was probably so mad. Like, there's a Facebook status somewhere today about how these guys are pieces of shit, pulled up and ruined my favorite country song. Like, there's a Facebook status or a tweet somewhere just reaming me and those guys for laughing at that. But hey, man, you roll down your windows and you listen to music out loud. You're just opening the world up to criticize your music choice. That's just the name of the game. You pull down your windows, you're no longer inside your own little bubble. Okay, the car is a bubble. That's where you can do any karaoke you want. It's a judgment-free zone, right? You can scream, yell, talk to yourself. That's the best part about having like cars with Bluetooth in them now for like taking phone calls. You can just sit there and talk to yourself, and people just assume you're on a phone call now. It's no longer that you're a crazy person driving. You're just on a Bluetooth phone call, over your speakers. But as soon as you roll the windows down, yeah, you're inviting everybody, and that goes for if you're on a phone call, if you're listening to a podcast, or if you're listening to music. The world gets to hear that with you. Apparently, you thought it was important enough to roll down the windows and let everybody know what you're into. And unfortunately, she was letting the world know in a way that she didn't think would get judged that hard. And I didn't even. I'm not even mad at that song. Like, my mom likes that song. Like, a lot of people like that song. It was just too funny to pull up and just hear that song blaring and just knowing exactly what kind of person that is. Like, that's a very specific song to be blaring as loud as you can and getting ready to do that. So, yeah, that was how I ended my week. That was I'm still laughing about it. I've sat in my chair watching Supernatural over this past weekend and just laughing about that. Oh my god, that woman, like, she'll never be able to listen to that song again. I ruined a karaoke song for somebody. If she goes into a bar and hears that, she's just going to turn around and leave now. Like, it's going to ruin her whole night. I hope she tells her friends about that, and then whenever they go out, they play that song on the jukebox, and it just always ruins her evening now. I created a trigger for somebody, guys. I created a moment and a trigger that is going to haunt her. My laugh might haunt her dreams. Like, she'll wake up one morning, and for some reason she actually still uses an alarm clock that's set to the 92.5 country station. And when she wakes up to that song, and then in her dreams she sees my face laughing. It's just super funny too that she turned it down. She should have owned it and turned it up. I would have respected that. It made it even funnier that she turned down the music. Oh my god. Whew. Yeah, so basically what we just learned, everybody, is that I'm a psychopath. Like, what kind of crazy person just laughs over hearing lyrics in a car from 2 cars over, That's insane. Just a slow decaying of my mind right there. That's just an example of it, Yeah. So, yeah, and then I watched Supernatural all weekend again. I restarted it. God damn it, I don't know why I did that. I like this show enough that I'm like, I just finished watching it. Well, let's rewatch all 15 seasons again. It's like, Jesus, man, this is what you're going to do again? So yeah, I'm watching it. I did come up with a question, and I wanted to ask everybody who listens to this podcast. Let you guys write in, and I'll give my theory obviously on this, but I'd like to get you guys to email in at punninggame@gmail.com. So email us there and just put the subject line. It'll be vampires and ghosts. That's what I want you to put the subject line. But this is the thing I was thinking about. So vampires live forever unless you kill them, right? They just feed on the innocence and stuff, and they kill people. And then ghosts will haunt specific people because of that. So my question is, can vampires get haunted by ghosts? Because, like, you're living in a creepy old mansion, you've killed a bunch of souls, and they start haunting you because you killed them. I mean, there's got to be quite a few, like, it's just an odd couple situation with a bunch of ghosts living in like Dracula's castle, haunting him, just pulling pranks on him and shit. That's all the shit. He's always moving his chalices around and stuff. He's like, "Where's my favorite chalice? Oh, god damn it, Hector, the goat, my haunting ghost, fucking was moving my chalices again," or just like. Because you can't kill them either, so like the ghost is trying to always fuck with the vampire. I guess. So could have ghosts. So ghosts is like all unfinished business, right? So like the unfinished business is to get revenge on this vampire. But the vampire only hangs out in the house, and they're not keeping shit that kills vampires around, and you can only interact within that space. So you got to figure out. I guess you gotta hope there's like some wooden chairs in there that you can accidentally turn into the spikes and like in stakes and fucking get them to fall on that. I guess there's no crucifix. You got no chance there. Be very interesting. Just getting annoyed for eternity by a ghost. There's just a ghost and a vampire just annoying the living fuck out of each other. Like the ghost just like somehow uses his powers and boils the next victim of the vampire's blood out of it. It just boils all the blood so he doesn't get to eat. Just doing shit like that. Just odd couple shit for the vampire and a ghost hanging out. These two roommates, one's a ghost and one's a vampire. One killed the other, and now he haunts him for all eternity. Yeah. So, tell me, what do you guys think? Do you think a ghost can haunt a vampire? Here's the only reason why I think they might not be able to, right? Now, this is a dumb, pointless, and just stupid fun conversation. This is what I live for. But I'm pretty sure why a ghost can't haunt a vampire is because a vampire no longer has a soul, right? They're dead. Like, they sold their souls to become vampires and all that stuff. So, like, for a ghost to latch onto a person, I think they would have to the soul would have to latch onto another soul, not like the physicality of the body of like a vampire. I guess you could like latch onto like the object of the like a ring he wore or something like that. But then the vampire would just get rid of you. I just want to know if vampires are getting haunted by their victims, and then they're also having to ghost hunt. Vampires are also ghost hunters, dude. You want to get rid of that annoyance right away. So yeah, tell me. This is an honest question I had for you guys. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that the ghosts are haunting vampires? I think they are. I think they really are, and I think it would be a great TV show. So, with that being said, guys, I think we should get into what I found this week. For us to look at on the interwebs. Now. This week it's a simpler one, actually, a very small one, and I went to like a classic. Actually, I went to Wikipedia. Now, normally I always try to like avoid Wikipedia articles. I try to find some like news source or whatever, but this one was just interesting because it was on a little site I use, which is called Mix, to find something to talk about, and this is the fun thing that popped up. It just said small penis rule, and I was like, wait. There's a whole Wikipedia article on a small penis rule. Like, there's a rule specifically for small penises. All right. Let's look into it. Now, I'm gonna read this, and we'll get into like what it's about once I get done reading the example to you. So, the small penis rule is an informal strategy used by authors to evade libel lawsuits. It was described in the New York Times article in 1998. For a fictional portrait to be actionable, it must be so accurate that the reader of the book would have no problem linking the two. So they're talking about like a character being so similar to a real person in real life, that like if you're reading about somebody and it's supposed to be like a portrayal, but it's a worse version of them, no slander could be done, right? But it's clearly slander because it's so close to that person. You're like, they're clearly talking about this person. That's what they mean by that. Said Mr. Friedman. Thus, he continued, libel lawyers would have what is known as the small penis rule. One way authors can protect themselves from libel suits is to say that the character has a small penis, Friedman said. Now, no male is going to come forward and say, that character with a very small penis, that's me. That is, because that is just dips into the ego that is the male right there, right? If you're distracting everybody. The question is like, I know they have the small penis rule, right? But I would like to know what they do for women. Like, so there's got to be an equivalent for women, because that'd be very funny. You're just like you're describing like these news are like somebody writes a book about, and Nancy Pelosi is like a character in there, and they're just like describing her but like making her out sound terrible, and then they're just like, also she has a small penis. Yeah, I don't think that. I just love that too. Like I can't wait to write a novel. I want to write a novel now and just describe people very, very vividly that are clearly like famous people, and just always at the end, like just have this beautiful description of them and like this awesome character arc, and then all of a sudden just be like, also they have a small penis. Just put it also in every time. Also, they have a small penis. All right, I'm going to read the rest. Okay. The small penis rule was referred in a 2006 dispute between Michael Crawley and Michael Clinton. Okay, who's it? Michael is an American journalist who is a White House correspondent for the New York Times. Until 2019, he was okay. So he was a reporter, because that guy's real. And then there's Michael Clinton. Oh, okay. And he's an author and a filmmaker. Got it. Cowley alleged that after he wrote an unflattering review of Clinton's novel Fear of the State of Fear, Clinton included a character named Mick Cowley in his novel Next. The character is a child rapist, is described as being a Washington D.C. based journalist and Yale graduate with a small penis. Dude, that is such a great way to get back at somebody. Like, oh, you didn't like my fucking book? How about I write a book where you're a fucking child rapist and you also have a small penis? Dude, we're talking about a fucking double fucking just nut punch right there. One, yeah, I'm going to use your name, just slightly different. You're going to be a child rapist who's a reporter, and you have a small dick. Jesus, that is going hard at your fucking critics, dude. That's how you do it, though, man. Just passive aggressive as fuck. My question too is like, did that guy like read that book first, like, or did somebody bring it to his attention? Like, because you read his first book, State of Fear, you clearly were not a fan of it. So why would you read his next book if you weren't a fan of it? Like, find something else to review, unless like he had to for like his for his job. But otherwise, don't read it. So like, I'm assuming he didn't read this book. So one of his friends was like, "Hey, have you read Next?" No, why? Dude, I'm pretty sure it calls you a child rapist. Jesus Christ. That is so funny. Yeah, defamation is one of the more interesting things to me. Like, it's such a weird thing to like try to prove. Actually, there's a thing here. I want to kind of like look into defamation a little more. Okay. Um, let's see here. I just want to look up the definition here and then kind of look into it a little more under common law too. Oh, cool! It has it right here. Defamation, also known as libel, slander, treatise. Okay, is an oral or written communication of a false statement about another who that unjustly harms their reputation and usually constitutes a tort or crime. In several countries, including South Korea, a true statement can also be considered defamation. Damn! So in South Korea, like a true statement could be considered. How is that possible? So because you say the truth, but it'll still be considered defamation, you could go to jail for it or have some kind of legal penalty. That's wild. See? Thank God we live in America, where like if you fucking tell the truth, at least it'll get out there. Or you'll tell the truth and then you gotta go hide and rush from the U.S. government because you're wanted for treason. Depending on what it is. That's all. That's so funny. John Snowden's fucking not John Snowden. Fucking God, Edward Snowden. Nathan said John Snowden one time on a podcast, and now it's just always in my fucking brain. John Snowden. It's not real. Edward Snowden, like that dude, like literally just told the truth, and now like just they considered it defamation. So depending on who you go after, it could always be defamation. Okay, under common law, to constitute defamation, a claim must generally be false and must have been made to someone other than the person person defamed. Some common law jurisdictions also designate between spoken defamation, called slander, and defamation in other media, such as printed word or images, called libel. In the United States, false light laws protect against statements which are not technically false but are misleading. Wait, what? False light laws protect against statements which are not technically false but are misleading. False light. Dude, this is why people go down. Okay, here, I'm going to pull it. This is nice. I like it. You can hover over it. In U.S. law, false light torts concerning privacy, that is a small tort of defamation. Privacy laws in the United States include non-public persons' right to protection from publicity in which the person in a false light to the public. The right is balanced against the First Amendment right of free speech. Okay, that didn't clear anything up to me. I'm more confused about what false light is now, guys. But yeah, the small penis laws, defamation. Man, we learned that in South Korea, you can you tell the truth and you're still gonna get fucking sued for it. Man, do you imagine how like you just the amount of money like you're just gonna like? Is it really worth like me blowing up Steve's like whole thing, even though it's true? Even like, mad. So if I wonder if this is like something that can be like done there. If you're from South Korea and for some reason you listen to this podcast, which would be nuts, also would love it if you did. Tell me like, so give me an example. Like the example I'm thinking of is like if your buddy's cheating on his wife, and you say that is true, and like you tell his wife and you tell people around town, even though it is true, is that defamation? And then you get sued for that. Also, just tell me, like, if you have a better example to explain to me how, like, telling the truth would also be considered defamation in your country, let me know, because that is a fascinating thing. Email me at punninggame@gmail.com, because that is crazy. So, well, guys, that's all I really had this week for you. It's sweet, short and sweet. Ruined a woman's favorite song and talked about vampires and ghosts, and how you can if you want to write and talk shit about somebody, just say they have the small penis in your writing, and that's the small penis rule, dude. You got it. You're done. You've skated the game, apparently, according to some lawyers. That is not legal advice. This is not illegally. I do not illegally advise you to do that. Maybe talk to your own lawyer first or somebody. Seek counsel before you start saying people have small penises. But if you want to check out more stuff like this and other great content, you want to go to punninggame.com, where you can find podcasts every day of the week coming out. You got this show, Who Gives a F, the Empty Parlor podcast, and a bunch of backlog cataloged podcasts that you can check out there. You can also check out youtube.com. Look for Comic Wade Taylor. You can find my special Wild Horses on there, along with the video version of this podcast and videos and clips of all the other shows. Also, check out the Punning Game shop, where you can get merch for just about every show on site. Hoodies, t-shirts, all that good stuff. And don't forget to use promo code NWTPOD. That's NWTPOD for free shipping at checkout. So use that, get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a t-shirt, cut the sleeves off, get ready for that spring weather, get that tan going, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, guys, this has been not worth. Oh, I should say this real quick. If you're listening to this and you live in the Sioux Falls area, this coming weekend, the week this comes out, so that would be the March 13th. Me, Sam Hershock, and Judge Dye are coming up to Sioux Falls, and we're going to do Boss's Comedy Club. So check that out. Go get your tickets. Come out. Enjoy the show. We're going to tell some jokes and have a great fucking time. So we appreciate that. Guys, this has been Not Worth the Time. And remember, I don't have a small penis.